7 o'clock.
Today's news.
Remembering a former First Lady.
She cared for people and loved people, and people loved her in turn.
Heavy fighting near Gaza's main hospital.
Gunfire, drone fire, shelling in the area.
The holiday rush is on.
It's going to be crazy. We just keep our fingers crossed.
Good morning, I'm Peter King with the CBS World News Roundup. The public tribute to former First Lady Rosalind Carter will start next week in Atlanta. She died just 2 days after it was announced that she was in hospice care at her home in Plains, Georgia. Current First Lady, Jill Biden.
She was well known for her efforts on mental health and caregiving.
University of Virginia politics professor Larry Sabato recalls that she was often referred to as President Jimmy Carter's co-president.
She was an extraordinary person. She was the clear partner, the full partner with President Carter. She was very active in policy.
Correspondent Manuel Bajorquez is in Plains, Georgia.
Remembrances are now pouring in. Her son Chip Carter said, "My mother was a great humanitarian in her own right. Her life of service and compassion was an example for all Americans." President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden said she did so much to address many of society's greatest needs, and we always felt the hope, warmth, and optimism of Rosalind Carter. Former President George W. Bush and former First Lady Laura Bush called her a woman of dignity and strength. Former First Lady Michelle Obama praised her, saying her life is a reminder that our legacies are best measured not in awards or accolades, but in the lives we touch.
I'm Jonathan O'Brien at the Carter Center. Ordinary Georgians paying tribute to a woman often called the Steel Magnolia. Kevin Green among them.
Sad, but what a legacy. The Carters have certainly left their mark on this globe and continue to.
Within hours of news of the former First Lady's death, the first bouquet of flowers was placed on the grounds here by Joel Silverman.
I think there's nobody who doesn't love Mrs. Carter.
People are being encouraged to express that love and appreciation on a tribute website that was just launched.
Mrs. Carter will lie in repose at the Carter Center starting next Monday afternoon. The funeral and burial will be a week from Wednesday near the Carter home in Plains. The Israeli bombardment of Gaza continues even as talks continue to win the release of more than 200 people being held hostage by Hamas. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
Rockets flew out of Gaza as Israeli airstrikes continue to target sites there. Heavy fighting has also erupted around the Indonesian hospital in northern Gaza, where thousands of people have sought shelter.
Shelling around Gaza's main hospitals forced the evacuation of young patients. Correspondent Lilia Luciano.
Crammed into small incubators, newborns and premature babies, among the thousands evacuated from Gaza City's Shifa hospital, were transported to southern Gaza. 8 babies did not survive. The babies who survived have now been moved across the border from Gaza into Egypt for treatment. 11-year-old Pagdad Abu Asi, who says half of her friends have been killed, still dreams of a future when she says, "I hope the war will end and I can become a doctor and finish my education."
CBS's Holly Williams has spoken with a Hamas official about the hostages.
You're saying that you would hand over 50 civilian hostages to Israel. They would give you 100 Palestinian prisoners. All of them children and women and older. But Musa Abu Mazouk told us he's not sure where all of the hostages are located, and some, he claims, have been killed in the bombardment by Israel's military. Maybe around 60. It's a war. This war was ignited with a slaughter by Hamas, but extraordinarily, Abu Mazouk claims Hamas leaders gave orders that no civilians should be killed.
Argentina has a new president, and as Donald Trump did in this country, economist Javier Milei has rocked the political establishment. Here's CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
Javier Milei, far-right economist and television personality, joined the political fray just 3 years ago. Now he's in charge of the third largest economy in Latin America, as it teeters on the edge of disaster.
Porque hoy comienza la reconstrucción de Argentina.
Milei rode to power on a wave of popular discontent over a stagnating economy with a 40% poverty rate and inflation nearing 150%. This woman says she supports Milei because she's looking for change in Argentina, a country she says has been suffering from years of decadence.
It's 5 past the hour.
Well, that's today's news. Today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I want to